Hi guys, my name is Tyler. I'm going to be calling this channel Death Valley Mining. We're starting out with exactly what the title says. This is a crazy story of how I recently just purchased almost 150 GPUs, and I documented some of that process. And so I figured what better time than now to go ahead and start a channel in regards to, crypto mining, GPU mining specifically, and kind of just documenting my journey as I kind of learned this. I have a couple of GPU rigs that I have had operational for a couple months now, but outside of that, this is going to be my first real experience with setting up a lot of GPUs and operating, several rigs at the same time. So come along with me. This is gonna be a fun journey. Shout out to Jack from Modern Mining. He's been crucial in helping me along the way and kind of inspiring me to not only start this channel but also continue to grow my farm. So shout out to you. I actually sold some of these GPUs off to him, so he's gonna be getting some in the mail here shortly. And I will actually be offloading a lot of these. I don't plan on keeping. That's way too many for me personally to be able to operate here at home. I'm gonna go ahead and sell quite a few of the lower value cards that I don't see fit using in my personal farm. To kind of give you some background on how this actually happened, this started from a Facebook Marketplace interaction. Reached out on a 3070 Ti, shot him an offer, asked if he had others, and the conversation kind of sprung from there. Found out that he had not only one, not 10, but almost 150 GPUs, and set up a meeting the next day to go out there and take a look at it. And I'll go ahead and roll some clips in here that you can see what I kind of was presented with and what I came to ultimately end up purchasing. Yeah, this is kind of going to be a video documenting that and kind of looking at how this kind of whole thing all unfolded. So me not being great at this yet, I did not document or video a lot of the stuff I probably should have been videoing. So I do have some pictures and some small clips of us loading. We basically got a box truck, went over to the storage, where all these are being housed, and loaded all this in there to go ahead and get back to my house. So I do have some small pictures and clips that I'll go ahead and throw up now of us kind of loading and what it looked like in the box truck before we got it all back to my house. And then next it was getting everything into my house, which the wife was not thrilled about. It took up basically all the room we had in our garage. We have a car in there that's mine that isn't operational, not operational. So the other half of the garage is basically utilized to walk from the front of the garage into the house. So taking up all that space is not something that I can do for a long period of time. So it was kind of off to the races to get these disassembled as quickly as possible. And I'm only going to be disassembling the ones that I don't plan on keeping. So this giant lot of GPUs, it consisted of 3060s, 3060 Ti's, 3070s, and 3070 Ti's. And then it also had a ton of 1660 Supers, 5500 XTs, 5600 XTs, and 5700 XTs. The 57, 56, 5500 XTs, the AMD cards, and then also as well as the 1660 Supers. I have no intention of keeping those cards. So we'll go ahead and roll some clips here of just some time lapses that I took of disassembling a lot of these rigs. Another thing to note here is these were rigs that were operational during the Ethereum mining days. That's the buyer or the seller that I had purchased these from. That's when he was mining on these rigs. And so, as a lot of you know, during that period of time, even just getting GPU rigs was extremely expensive. So a lot of these were hand-built rigs with the metal corner, I don't even know what to call them, and then wood paneling to go ahead and build out these rigs. And so they're big, they're bulky, they're heavy. And so I went ahead and I disassembled all those. One thing that I think I kind of underestimated was the volume that was actually there, right? When I was looking at it in the storage unit, it was a lot, but it wasn't until I got it home and had to kind of process through everything that I realized how much I'd actually just purchased. And so it was kind of, going through this process of disassembling everything and tearing a lot of these rigs apart, that I was quickly realizing how many motherboards, power supplies, cables, risers, cords, all the different things that make up a GPU rig, how much was actually there. And so that's been fun to kind of go through. I actually have a clip here I'll kind of throw in of me and my daughter. She wanted to help out. So we were just disassembling all the cords and just throwing them in bins of all the rigs that I didn't plan on keeping, the 1660 Super rigs, and then all the AMD card rigs. Just taking all that apart and sorting through all of that. That way I kind of, in the future, if I need it, it's there. But here we are. So now what's the plan? So of the it was 148 GPUs is what it ended up being. Of the 148, there was about 90 of them that were just consistent of 3060s, 3060 Ti's, 3070s, 3070 Ti's. So what's my plan with all that? I want to offload as much as I possibly can to get my investment back out of this so that the hardware I do have is free, and then kind of decide from there what I want to do. But I do know for a fact that I have no intention, at least long-term, in keeping the 3070 Ti's just because they are not as efficient as 3060 Ti's and 3070s. So I will most likely be selling those and either purchasing 3070s in their place, or I guess we'll kind of decide what that looks like. Also, 3070 Ti's, they're pretty considerable in value, so I'd rather, you know, offload that to recoup a lot of my cost, and then reinvest that into, you know, other cards or however I see fit in the future. Another big part of this that personally just bothers the heck out of me is, you know, during the time when he was mining, he was just, you know, just like a lot of other people that were mining during the Ethereum days, were just buying whatever they possibly could, right? Buying whatever card was available. So there's a lot of mixed match cards on these rigs. I think I have probably one of every 3070 model ever made by different companies, and I'll go ahead and kind of show you some of that. So as you can see, I mean, there's just a mixture of Gigabyte, Zotac, MSI, Aorus, or however you want to say that, other Zotac gaming cards, EVGA, some white Zotac gaming cards, Asus cards. I mean, basically every type. I think, like I said, I think I have probably one of every type of 3060 Ti, 3070, and 3070 Ti that they ever came out with. I mean, here's another Asus, the Knockout Win models, all these Gigabyte cards, 3-fan EVGA cards. I've got lots of the For the Win 3 3070s and 3070 Ti's, which I plan on keeping. Lots more of these Asus cards. I mean, MSI cards. I mean, basically anything you can think of is here. So I kind of want to consolidate that the best I possibly can. And then the other thing is, like, I don't know, but personally, like, since I have this many cards and I have the ability, if I just had, you know, like previously, just the 2 rigs that I have, it's made up of everything, right? 3060s, 3060 Ti's, 3070s, a couple 3070 Ti's. I didn't care, right? Because those were the cards I had, those were the cards I was mining with. It's gonna be kind of noisy, but this is the current rig that I'm mining on. It's a really janky setup, and I plan on fixing this and taking it seriously now that I've got a lot of cards. It's made up of mainly 3060 Ti's and a couple 3070s. I believe it is 6 3060 Ti's and 2 3070s, mostly MSI cards. I do have one EVGA, that's a 3060 Ti, and then the one Founders Edition. But other than that, I guess that's a Zotac card. But other than that, they're all MSI cards. Kind of just luck of the draw. It's what I ended up getting. But like I said, not really any continuity in what I have, kind of just mixed matched in what I had at the time. So hoping to change that now that I have, you know, a lot of variety in the different cards that I get to choose from to build out my rigs. But now that I have the quantity of each type of card, I'm going to go ahead and make rigs that are specific to each type of card. So I want to have just rigs that are 3060 Ti's, just 3070s. You know, just me personally, it'll just be easier to manage, and you know, my OCD, that's just, it'll make everything a lot better. All right, so I think that's gonna be it for this one, but I just wanna let you know, there's gonna be a lot of videos coming. I think I probably have, you know, unlimited content at my disposal for the next several months. You know, I'm grateful for that. So it'll be good. I'm excited to kind of document and share this journey as I kind of get heavier involved into this. And like I said, really just dive into the community aspect. Again, shout out to Modern Mining, you know, and some of these people that, you know, I've kind of looked up to in the space and have had, you know, great inspiration from in regards to whether it's my equipment itself and, you know, what cards I should buy, what equipment I should buy to make up the 2 rigs that I've been running for the last couple months, or if it's like you know, creating a channel. It was kind of a no-brainer when this opportunity had come up. It was like, well, you know what, if there's ever been a sign to do it, it's now. So here we are. So kind of forward thinking, you can kind of expect me to go ahead and do rig builds. We're gonna be talking about the stuff that I already have, what I'm mining, and kind of just documenting. Again, this is not gonna be something where I want to you know, say everything I say is 100% fact. So I'm gonna be very careful about that because I am learning this still. I'm still in the process of kind of learning, you know, the ins and outs of all the different softwares and systems that are utilized within the crypto mining space. So bear with me, I think it'll be fun, but I've got a lot of hardware, so you know, we've got to figure it out somehow. So anyways, again, my name is Tyler. I'm gonna be going by Death Valley Mining, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. But I look forward to the next one, and yeah, have a good day.
Ayo, ayo, ayo.